Welcome back again, Forging friends. We are on deck number 2 of this mass mutation box. Let's pop this open and see if we can get a gigantic creature or some sins. Alright, in today's deck we have Shadows, Star Alliance, and Dis. The dirty Sensei. Oh no, that Sensei's very dirty apparently. With a very interesting looking Archon. I'm not quite sure what I'm looking at. It's got like a claw shape in the middle and like a weird hat. Very alien looking Archon. Interesting. I love the name, the Dirty Sensei. Let's hope it's a good one. Alright, dropping down the Archon card. Square it up. We're starting with Star Alliance. And we have the action card, Forging an Alliance. Amber when you play it. Play, forge a key at +7 current cost, reduced by 1 amber to a maximum of 6 for each house represented among cards in play. So we want to play this when our opponent has 3 different houses out in some way, and we have 3 of our houses out. Then we can forge this like a key charge for just 7 amber. Very good. Hopefully we find things we can use for that. Encounter Suit is an upgrade. After an action card has been played, but before resolving its play effect, ward this creature. All right, this is great to put on any really strong creature we want to keep alive for a long time. Lay of the Land is an action card with an amber pip. Play, look at the top 3 cards of your deck and put them back in any order, draw a card. Great for efficiency. Teleporter Chief Tink is a 2-power creature with elusive and action. Swap Teleporter Chief Tink with another friendly creature in the battle line. You may use that other creature this turn. Very nice, being able to use creatures off house. Security Droid is a 4-power creature with taunt, and it may be played as an upgrade instead of a creature with the text, this creature gains taunt. So we can give any creature taunt, which is great. Scout Pete, a 4-power creature with play, fight, reap. Look at the top card of your deck. You may discard that card. All right, so that's potential efficiency bonus there too as well. Hadron Collision, a action card with play. Remove a ward from a creature and deal 3 damage to it. This damage cannot be prevented by armor. Great against some Saurian people, some Saurian creatures. Crewman Yorg, a 3-power creature with action. If Crewman Yorg has no Star Alliance neighbors, steal 1. So we want to keep her separated. And we have 2 of her. Interesting. Commander Chan, a 4-power creature with fight reap. Use another friendly creature. Great to use things off house. We have 2 of him. Blast Shielding, an upgrade with an amber pip. This creature gets +2 armor, and after this creature is used, its controller may attach Blast Shielding to one of this creature's neighbors. So we can kind of bounce it back and forth between some creatures we want to have more armor with. Moving on to Shadows, we have a 2-power rare creature called Mastermindy. It's elusive, and at the end of your turn, put a scheme counter on him. Action, remove each scheme counter from Mastermindy. Steal 1 amber for each scheme counter removed this way. Interesting. So definitely want to protect him. He'd be great with that encounter suit, maybe, and next to a taunt creature from that security droid. So definitely if we can protect him for a long time, then potentially every turn we can build him up and then end up stealing a whole bunch of amber from our opponent. So definitely want to find ways to keep him out as long as possible. Finchcloak is another rare creature, 4-power, and fight reap. If you have less amber than your opponent, steal 1 amber. Otherwise, each player gains 1 amber. So either way, you're getting 2 amber from this reap, but potentially your opponent might get one of those amber as well. Interesting. Spike Trap, it's an artifact with an amber pip. Omni, destroy Spike Trap. If you do, deal 3 damage to each flank creature. So let's see if we can find some good things with good destroyed abilities. Ransack is an action card with play, steal 1 amber, discard the top card of your deck. If that card is a Shadows card, trigger this effect again. So this could be 1 or 2 amber. So this says trigger this effect again, so this could keep going potentially. If this is the first Shadows card you play and you have no other in your hand, you could probably get up to, potentially, it's probably very low odds that you could get another 11 steals out of this card, which would be insane, but that's kind of how it works, I think. Massis Asp is a 3-power creature with skirmish and poison. Great fighter. Fidget, a 2-power creature that is elusive and reap. Discard a random card from your opponent's archives or the top card of their deck. If that card is an action, play it as if it were yours. Great card to disrupt archives. One of the 2 cards off the top of my head that can mess with your opponent's archives. Then we have Booby Trap, which is an action card with an Amber Pip. Play, deal 4 damage to a creature that is not on a flank with 2 damage splash. Great to deal with some creatures. Great, like that card. Vandalize, an action card with an Amber Pip. Play, look at the top 3 cards of your opponent's deck, discard 1 and put the others back in any order. Good disruption. Great disruption. Now we have 2 of those. Fantastic. And we have Mug, an action card with an Amber Pip. Play, move 1 Amber from a creature to your pool, deal 2 damage to that creature. And we have 2 of those. Look over there as an action card with play, deal 2 damage to a creature. If it's not destroyed, steal 1 Amber. Okay, so it's not destroyed. But still, more damage spreading, like that. Whoa, look at this. We have a, in Dis, we have, that's really cool. Look at that. We have a Maverick Pterodactyl in Dis, and it's red. Isn't that so cool? Oh my gosh. That's amazing looking. I love that. A 12 power creature, enters play stunned, only deals 4 damage when fighting. Before fight, deal 4 damage to each neighbor of the creature it fights. Oh, that looks so cool. I love how the Mavericks kind of take the color of the house that they get into. So cool. Great card to have in here too. Skixuno is a creature, a rare creature with 1 power and it's Omega. Play, destroy each other creature. For each creature destroyed this way, give him a +1 power counter? Whoa, so he's a board wipe, and he gets really strong depending on how many creatures are out. That's really cool. That is really cool. Soul Fiddle, artifact, action enrage a creature. Great to disrupt those Reapers. Relentless Creeper is a 2-power creature with a enhanced capture pip. After you choose Dis as your active house, you may return Relentless Creeper from your discard pile to your hand. Great reusable creature, and great it has that capture pip. We can keep reusing that too. It's fantastic. Cinder, a 6-power, 2-armor creature, and it's got Taunt, Reap, destroy a friendly creature. We could destroy that Relentless Creeper and get it back every turn as well. Mindfire is an action card. Play, your opponent discards a random card from their hand, steal 1 Amber for each bonus icon on the discarded card. Cool. Gateway to Dis is another board wipe. Play, destroy each creature, gain 3 chains. Excellent. And we have 2 of those. I don't know if we want that many. That's kind of too many, I think. Oh my god, we have 3. Oh my god, this deck is ridiculous. And then we have Drekker, a 4-power creature. Damage dealt to Drekker's neighbors during fights is also dealt to Drekker. And Reap, steal 1 Amber. This deck is insane. We have Dominator Bauble, an artifact. It's got an enhanced capture pip. Action, use a friendly creature. And we have 2 of those, and that's the end of the deck. Oh my gosh, this deck is all over the place. I have no idea what to think about it yet, but we'll go ahead and separate out the cards and see what we got. All right, welcome back. Let's do the counts. For creatures, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Okay, so that is just like an average amount of creatures. And for Amber Control, or sorry, for Amber on the cards, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, maybe 12. So 11 to 12. We'll say 11 to 12 for the Amber on the cards. For Artifact Control, I don't think we have any Artifact Control in this entire deck. I didn't see a single card that specifically affected artifacts, so we'll say 0 for that one. For creature control, anything that damages, destroys, or hinders creatures in some ways, or opponent's creatures in some way. Let's see. So he's obviously a board wipe, so that's 1. Right. And in the Amber cards, we've got 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 so far, 7, 7.5, 8.5, 9.5, 10.5. Wow, 10.5 creature control. We're not probably going to play all 3 of those gateways, but we have them if we need them, I guess. Now, the problem with those gateways is now we're going to count for efficiency. Let's see what we have for efficiency. So we'll count the number of cards that we can get out of this. So well, so we can probably get a few cards out of this. It's kind of hard to know. So we'll do 1. We'll just say baseline. So this is 1 plus 1. And then also efficiencies using cards out of house. So so we'll say from using cards out of house, we'll say half. So 1.5, 2, 2.5, 3, 3.5. Or actually, hold on, I miscounted. 1, 1.5, 2, 2.5. These don't count. 2.5 so far. Two and a half for efficiency so far. 3.5. 3.5 so far. And then minus 3 cards. So that's going to be just a half. But we can use creatures off house here. So we'll say 1.5. Total of positive 1.5 as far as efficiency goes, which is more than I thought it'd be with 3 gateways to this. We have a lot of things to offset that. And then we're looking at recursion. The only recursion card that I think we have in this whole deck is that Relentless Creeper. We can bring it back to use for fodder, either fighting fodder or for Cinder to reap, or anything else we need to destroy a creature for. We have that Relentless Creeper. We didn't look at Amber Control yet, did we? We haven't looked at Amber Control yet. Let's look at Amber Control. So let's see here. Starting with Crewman Yorg. She steals. So we got 1, 2. We could probably get 1 off of this. So we'll say 3. We won't count that. 4, which is great. 5. 5 Amber Control so far. 6. Let's say 6. 6 so far. 7. And we'll say 8. We'll count that as 1. It's possible. 8. 9. So we'll say 8 to 9 for the Amber Control, which is great. 8 or 9 cards that offer us some Amber Control. Pretty cool. So we already did recursion. Let's do disruption now. Things that get rid of cards from our opponent's hands and stop them from playing the game so much. We have a few things for that. So we have this Fidget. That's 1. Gets rid of a card from our opponent's archives at the top card of their deck. 1 in the creatures for disruption. I think that was the only thing we had, right? Yeah, pretty sure. And let's see. Other disruption. Yeah, here we go. So 2, 3, 4, the discard a card there. So that's 4 disruption so far. And 4. So 4 disruption. So overall, this is a really interesting deck. I think there's a lot of really cool synergies here. So for Forging Alliance, we will want 3 creatures of separate houses out, right? Or 3 cards, three separate cards. And we have, I think, quite a few artifacts that might just stay out, right? So that might be pretty easy to do. We have, well, that one will be destroyed. So we have that 1 artifact. I think that's the only artifact with Amber that we have. And we have the Soul Fiddle, which will stay out, so that's a good one. Oh, and these 2. So we're good on Dis. We just need to really be sure that we have a Star Alliance card out and a Shadows card out. I was blanking for a second there. Star Alliance and a Shadows card out before we activate this. And we could potentially get a lot of, we'll get at least 1 free key off of that. It's a possible thing that could work out. But obviously for that encounter suit, we have some really good targets. Crewman Yorg might be a target for it. Mastermind is going to be a great target for that. I think he'll be the main target for that encounter suit. Possibly Skixuno if he gets really big. Yeah, so there's a lot of really good things we can use. A lot of good synergies here. I'm liking a lot of things here. I think this deck could probably be in the 70s. I'm gonna do a high guess here. I'm gonna risk a high guess. Let's go 77. I'm gonna say this is a 77. Go ahead and make your guesses, and let's go to my desktop.
All right, welcome back to my desktop. I have the link copied. Like I said, that deck had a lot of really good synergies, really cool cards, and great ways to control the board with those 3 gateway to disses. So I think it's going to be a pretty positive deck, but I might be surprised. There might be, I mean, the SENSEI system might actually take away a lot of score because there's 3 of these, and it's typically not great to get 9 chains in your deck. I mean, not that I would always play them, but bare minimum, at least one of them will be a chain in my hand when I draw it. So that's a thing to consider as well. But I'm pretty confident this is going to be in the 70s at least. But let's see where we are. Go ahead and make your guesses. I'm locking in my 77. Let's see. 66 is actually way worse. It's way worse than I expected it to be. All right, well, let's see and learn. This is what we need to learn about mass mutation. So learning about this, Amber Control, Mastermindy is the highest for Amber Control, and the lowest being Mug, but nothing taking away anything from Amber Control for us. So the things that we counted are the most important, it seems like. 18 expected Amber. We're losing a little bit because that Pterodactyl comes into play stunned. It can't reap for an extra turn. But we get a lot from that Ransack. The Ransack is giving us the most from our expected Amber. But I mean, that's only if, we only get more than 1 Amber if we happen to discard another Shadows card, which the odds of that are, at most 11 out of 30 something, or 11 out of 20 something. Which, I mean, could happen, but usually our odds will be much worse than that. So keeping that in mind, we have a lot of negative for our our efficiency, as we expected. We have the Lay of the Lands and the Scout Pete to help us out, but then the 3 gateway to disses really take away from our efficiency. So that's the thing about this deck. No recursion that we counted the Relentless Creeper, but I guess it doesn't count for recursion here because it's just itself. Disruption, we have Mindfire, Vandalize, and Fidget as we counted, and no artifact control. So I think the lower on the lower end of the expected Amber side of things. Not the Amber itself. We had a decent amount of Amber cards, but the Amber itself wasn't. There's not very many high quality Amber cards, I guess, is what held us back a little bit there. And we have nothing that really mass takes away Amber from our opponent. Consistently anyway. So that's another thing to consider. Let's look at our synergies and anti-synergies. We have positive synergies more than negative synergies here, it seems. Mastermind is great with protecting creatures, which we have Encounter Suit, Security Droid, Blast Shielding, and Cinder. A couple taunts and some ways of some upgrades. So Mastermind should be well protected. We have Gateway to Dis, which is good with a low creature count. We don't have a super low creature count, so we only get 25% for that. We have Cinder and Security Droid, so we can put something with Encounter Suit next to a taunt, and they'll be well protected. So that's at least something we have going for us. Mass's Asp causes fighting. So we can use Asp with Dominator Bobble, Commander Chan, and Tink. So we have lots of ways of using creatures off house here, which is really, really good. Skixuno has only positive synergies, which is great. Low creature count, lower creature count is the main reason. Finch Cloak, we got good protectors for Finch Cloak, which is nice. Booby Trap, minus 108% synergy. We have a huge anti-synergy with Booby Trap and destroying enemies' creatures. So we already have a bunch of things that destroy the entire board. Having to play Booby Trap with no opposing creatures means we have to destroy our own creatures, which is why we have so much anti-synergy. Drekker, again, lots of things that prevent things that fighting Drekker. Good ways to protect him. And Relentless Creeper gives us 100% because it's got the capture pip on it, so that's really nice. Yeah, so overall, our biggest loss was because we have so many small damaging cards, but also we have an unnecessary amount of board wipes. We have so many board wipes in this deck. The 3 gateway to Dis is such a missed opportunity. This deck could have had, I think, a bunch more sass, much higher sass, if maybe only 1 gateway were here. If we just had 2 other cards instead of the gateways. But I mean, I really like this pterodactyl. This pterodactyl being in Dis is super, super cool. But yeah, otherwise, I think we judged this well. We just kind of overestimated how the synergies would interact here. I think one cool combo doesn't really make the deck work, right? So necessarily, I think this is still a deck that I would have fun playing at a locals. But because of all the chains you get from the gateways, you get this a few chains maybe after even 1 week. If it won, it would have so many chains that it would be basically unplayable. So this might be a good one and done deck, but I don't know if I would take this to a big tournament or anything like that. But yeah, what did you guys guess? Were you way off like me, or did you get closer? Go ahead and leave a comment down below with your guesses. And if you like this, I appreciate a like. And if you want to see more, please subscribe. All right, everybody have a good day. Bye-bye.